Where are my manners, by the way, Chad? Where are my manners? Hold on. Black Fox, welcome. First, you are the first Black Fox. Congratulations. Dosi, Joskar, Albatross, Cut Off Your Head, Ginjan, Kurgan, Wolfgar, Red Big, Nightwatch, MMORPG, Malignant, Typical Rick, Visibility Zero, Salted Hash, AK, Glorf, Dude, Andrew, Fringe, Jay Rickardson, Colton, welcome, Datamock, welcome, Seawick, Briar. There we go. Briar, Visibility, AK, Winterly, 417, Lucille, Shoklin, Crimson, we got Joskar, Helgear, Tagaderm, kind of like Pachyderm. We got Kurdigan, Crimson Ghost, welcome, Skiatch, Salted Ash, Bolda, good to see you all, Sky Taco, nice beanie, thanks. Yeah, I mean it's going to basically become that, I guess, at this stage. Dwarf, Lone Dog, Malignant. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Welcome as well on the YouTube side. For also for our YouTube fans, our YouTube friends and fans, we're about to dive into some EQ Guesser. I pulled you guys in a little bit late. I'm going to have to learn how to knit so that I can knit my own beanie. I think that's probably the stage that we're at. That thing is gone. I mean, it's gone. Anyway, I'm going to share the link again on YouTube and also on Twitch. We're going to get a game of at least a game of YouTube Guesser in. Let's see how we feel. What's up, Stoli? A rare drop in game, yeah. It's true. True. Where are my manners? Yeah. Yo, VTC, good to see you. Are you serious? Bronson, you saw the sharks? Okay. For real. He's working on the sharkies. Hold on, I want to see if I can see this. Bronsonius Thicket Suede. Where's Bronze? There he is. Oh, yeah. Woo. That's fun. Just know that seeing it being modeled is nothing like it's going to be seeing it in the water. All right, here we go. Whoops, that was the wrong button. Locking in. I think it's because I never went to permafrost, really. In Classic, it wasn't until, like, Velius that I saw these guys. In, like, Crystal Caverns, I think it was. But isn't this permafrost? I think this is permafrost. Somewhere, like, right in there. No. Somewhere, like, right there. How is that it? Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. We'll just go there. Seems reasonable. Okay. I see Gypsy. The Gypsy Caravan. Oh man, where were there gypsies? There were gypsies in West Corona, weren't there? Or is it North Corona? I feel like it was North Corona. We would see the spires from here. Yeah? Were there gypsies in West Corona? Ooh, I think it's North Corona. I just saw the druid ring. Okay. All right. All right. Where though? I guess here? Maybe there? Okay. Okay. So this is a split paw. Split paw. Green. Wait. Yeah, it's like the smaller green section, yeah? Oh. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. It's alright. This is Neriac. This is Neriac all day. Nactilos is what I meant. Obviously. Obviously. Clearly. Wait. Nactilos, Nactilos. This is right near the newbie area too. This is like the hill. This is like the hill that you come to. Neriac's like that way, yeah? Yeah. Maybe? Or maybe it's that way. Yeah, it might be that way. Either way, we're going like right there, yeah? I did say it was Neriac, but I corrected myself. I felt really good about that one. And yet, somehow, I was foiled. Okay. Well, let's see who won. Who's buffed green Nectulos spider? Go ahead. Go ahead. That would be Big Glorf nailed score again. What does that sentence even mean? Like, Glorf, read that sentence back to yourself. That would be Big Glorf nailed score again. You need to have... Listen, if you're going to step up onto the gold spot on the podium, you need to have something ready to say. Oh, okay. You made... Wait. Buffed green Nectulos spider, you ran with that as an acronym in real time and changed it to Big Glorf nailed score. I'm about to turn the stream off. All right, Glorf. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. Invised blue runny eye fungi. Second place. Second place. Who's taking home the silver? Did anybody claim it already? No, not yet. Invised blue runny eye fun guy. Do you think that was you before you logged in? Really? Okay, well, the only reason I'm inclined to believe you is because nobody else is stepping up. Okay. Hey, I'm not... Alright. I'm not gonna... Okay. Okay. Black Fox. I'm just giving you guys a hard time. I'm just salty. I'm salty. Because, yeah. I wanted to win that one. I wanted to win it. Okay. Glorf, you're already on it. You already on it. Glorf picking the parameters for our next round. We have the Trilogy, which is going to be, you know, 30 seconds at that. With Pan, 5 rounds. Oof. This is gonna suck. Oh, the Trilogy. Okay. All right, here's your link. Here's your link. Hold. You're gonna make me want to play EQ again? Hey. It is the ultimate, like... I don't know. It's the game that I most return to. It's the game I most return to. Something about it. Something about it. I'm telling you what. If they came out with a new P99, I'd have to do some thinking about that, you know? I'd have to do some serious thinking about that. Trucker life. I didn't know you were a trucker, AK. By the way, Zelius, thank you so much, my friend, for the Prime and the 11 months of support. Burgomeister with the Tier 1 and the 22 months. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, truly. It is much appreciated. Okay, I think I've given you guys enough time. Let's go ahead and dive in and flail around. That's about all I can hope for on Trilogy. Okay. Wait a second. I feel like I know where this is. Of course, finding it is going to be a totally different matter. Isn't it Dragon Necropolis? Okay. Okay. Well, there we go. Dude, this is that weird... See, this is the stuff that makes this zone so weird and cool. This is Dagnor's Cauldron, right? It's at that weird place underneath the mountain. Maybe. I think that's what this is. Get there. Oh, yeah. I think it's this place right here, yeah? Those are the ones that get me when I know I'm on the right track. And I was on the right track, but you get it so wrong. I have no idea where this is, by the way. I have absolutely no concept of this. This, for some reason, reminds me of, like, some weird section of Mistmore. Which, you know, whatever. Nope. Nope. What? Chad, is this for real? Or is EQ Guesser trolling me again? Oh my goodness, I have no... Is this, Cabalus? I don't even... I can't even find this on a map. Was I right? I couldn't find it. Oh my goodness. See? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This... I came in second place. Out of 15 people. Trilogy is hard. Trilogy's hard. Glorf? What are you doing in third place, Glorf? In fact, I wonder if I had actually gotten that. Had I gotten that? No, I wouldn't have even been here close. This one, these two just killed me. Black Fox. When it comes to Trilogy... Black Fox, yeah, I mean, and even that wasn't like super trilogized. Trilogized. Meanwhile, AI Black Fox just cruises to victory. Black Fox, well done. Well done with your first place win. Congratulations. The thing of it is, yeah, it didn't look like Neriak to me either. That was wild. That was wild. The thing of it is, even if that had been a really hard Trilogy round, Black Fox, I know you still would have probably taken it. Crazy. Well done. Well done. I don't know how I came in second place on that one. I will take it. Big Glorf nailed score. Coming in third. Job, Glorf. Well done. Yo, Dougbug, thank you so much for the tier 1 and the 17 months of support. Thank you so much, my friend. All right, guys, it's time for the final round. This is, as you know, well, as some of you know, this is the speedrun round. This is 15 seconds, 10 rounds, no movement or pan, classic map, lock in. 15 seconds goes by super fast, so lock in. Lock in. Here we go. There you go. For some reason, the EQ music's sticking with us, so we're gonna just let it roll. No elevator music on this one. Trying to get mentally prepared here. This goes fast. All right, here we go. I'm hopping in. Let's do it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I do that every time. Literally every time. It's a meme at this point. I do it every time. I talk at the beginning about how fast it goes. I have to lock in. You can't dilly or dally. And yet I do it every single time. Oh man, what is this place? I don't know. This looks like I'm gonna go out on a limb here, even though I'm gonna run out of time, and say Najana. And it's yep. What? Okay. Yep. Wow. I am floundering. Absolutely floundering. Okay. Instinct prevailed, finally. I don't know. It's not... Oh, man. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Yep. Oh, was that Mino Caves? Maybe? Surefall. Dang, this is rough. This one is rough. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So we're like right here-ish. Ish. I mean, this could be so many places. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Guk, somewhere in Guk. Okay. Man, if I hadn't, this could actually be a competitive run. It could have been, rather. Dude, it could have been. Gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. All right, in first place we have buffed light blue Wraith Hill Giant. Alinar, that's you? Yo! Nice job, Alinar. Very, very well done. Kurgan, you know what? That's... yeah, I think you're right on with that. If you've watched this on stream enough, even if you never played EQ, you could probably, like, start picking it up. The random green wall was awful. I'm telling you, it's wild sometimes what you have to work with. Black Fox, respect, second place, taking home the silver. Alinar and Black Fox are like the two, like, they're tough. They're tough. There's some other ones in here as well. I mean, Glorf, Ixar, I shouldn't name names because I'm going to start hurting people's feelings because I know there's other people that get on the podium quite a bit. Redbeard, yeah. Yep. Yes, indeed. I know if I saw the names, I would recognize them. Okay. That's a solid podium, solid speedrun podium. Congrats, guys. Well done. All right. Another round of EQ Guesser for the history books. And now... where do you guys think we're going today? We went to Mad Run last time. I vacuumed up pretty much. I didn't get the Blade of Carnage though. So that's the question. Here's the question, okay? Are we going for Blade of Carnage today? Or are we going for a Black Rose Keep run? What's it gonna be? Or Kale. Yeah, we could just hop over to Kale Drackle for that Blade of Carnage. I'm kind of thinking, even though I would love to get my hands on a Blade of Carnage, I'm kind of thinking I've never actually pushed into Black Rose Keep outside of like testing, you know, before we launched the zone. It would be sick to be able to try to push in there. What are you guys thinking? Javi! Javi! Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub and the 5 months of support. That's awesome. Thank you, Tavi. I think we do Black Rose Keep, guys. Hold on. Wait, is the audio... Wait. Okay. It scared me. It scared me. Hold on. Okay, no, we're good. Music seems loud. Is the music loud? I'm level 28. I don't really want to run through here alone, so... Actually... Are you headed to AVP by chance? $26 Necro sounds great. Bards are in, they're just locked to gnomes. That was good. That was a good one. Good one. I even let a laugh slip. I don't know why. I don't know why I let a laugh slip there. Getting soft. Getting a little soft. There we go. He goes max volume if I was to play something else. Gotcha. Gotcha. Aldarun. When a skill is increased based on a stat, is there a flat percentage? When a skill is increased based on a stat. Oh, you mean like a stat modifier? So like this damage modifier by agility. Is there a flat percentage? There is a... Under the hood, the amount of the attribute that you have is scaled by an increasing modifier based on the rank of the ability or your level. So yes. So like, for example, I'm trying to think of a good example, maybe Hammering Blow. This is rank 2. So my rank 2 Hammering Blow is actually modifying, or it's the multiplier to my Constitution is higher with rank 2 than it was with rank 1. So I'm getting more benefit from my Constitution the higher the rank. No, not with diminishing returns, no. No. Aldrin. Yes, Aldrin. Yo, what's going on, Nick the Shotgun? Good to see you. Here I am, happy with not getting last place, and Joppa's wallowing in third place. I know. I need to have a better attitude. I do. Umbelletta. Yes, we need a druid. Yo, Keld, thank you so much for the prime and the 3 months. Appreciate that, Keld. Yes, we could use a 30 rogue. No, Mari. Come on. Come on. Thank you. We've got tank, we've got druid, so we have at least one healer. We've got rogue. Should really get a free demo for people. I mean, we're definitely considering it. Hey, before I go all the way out there, though, let me just check real quick. What do I get at 28? What did I get at 28? Let me just... Okay. I think we can wait till 30. We're on Storm Mona 0. And I should probably use my horse, huh? It's been so long since I played a character that has a horse, I just forgot I even had one. I was thinking about this today. I was thinking about it a little bit before stream. We had talked about yesterday as people ask, like, okay, part of the spring update is all of these class updates. And, what does that mean? And you talk about, like, fleshing out the classes up to level 50. And the question comes up a lot, like, are there going to be... Hold on. Data mock. Are there going to be... I'm actually going to wait in... here in AVP until we get a full group. The question comes up, like, are there going to be any, like, really special abilities or, like, powerful abilities at higher level that are exciting to get? And I was thinking about that for the warrior. I was like, with melee classes especially, even in EQ, I mean, what was it in EQ? It was like the monk was the only one that had something at higher levels. Like flying kick was always that really kind of milestone ability that you really wanted to get. But man, like, what did rogues have? What did warriors have? And just thinking about it in Pantheon, like, even though we have quite a few more abilities for our melee classes, like, what do you guys think of when you think of, like, you're playing a warrior, you're looking at, like, level 30, level 40, level 50. What what kind of things have you seen in other games? What kind of things do you wish, like, you know, to see here? Of, you know, this would be like an awesome, you know, something to like be excited about that actually feels different and unique from the rest of your kit, you know? When you play a melee, you just accept it. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, there's that to a degree, right? Blade Storm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Shield locking. Is this our rogue? Yep. Beautiful. Okay. We need 2 more. Dude, Wolfgar. Your message said, "You're breaking my heart." And I instantly knew what you were referring to. Hold on. I think we're just going to listen to this live, guys. I think I owe it to Wolfgar at this point. I have to trust him. Here we go. Did you, the image that didn't come from a friend, did it? From a friend by the name of Bronson. All right, here we go.
You're in our world now, is what they used to say. We make worlds, not games, is what he used to say. Brad brought us all into his visionary realm, not just me. I'm Joppa, the Papa of Pantheon. Come along as we bring you a new world this spring. Log in and ding as I sing. Slip on this ring, hey, how's your ping? Yeah, hey. Hey, how's your ping? Silky smooth movement is what we've got. None of that stuttering slop. So log on and see what we've got. I think you'll like it more than not. Give it some thought or not. I think you'll like what we've brought. This spring has got us hyped a lot. Some may say I've lost the plot. With these deadlines approaching quickly, now's not the time to get finicky. We're shedding those chevrons quickly. People said climbing was gimmicky. Watch us climb over the ashes of others' creations quickly. I don't mean to sound so crass, but that shit going on over there is ass. I feel sorry for the fans and developers both. It isn't their fault the board was filled with oafs. Lock in and be ready. Our server ring. Log in and ding as I sing and slip on this ring. Hey, how's your ping? So let us watch the rewind and remember I'm Joppa the Pop of Pantheon. Or better yet, your eminence with a game that's imminent. I call it the year of imminence, yeah. Sweet Christmas morning as the sun sets in the east. Hope to watch my mobs get beat with my beanie on, looking sweet. See you in our world every week. But for now, let me sleep. Okay, we got masteries, mail, auction house. Full class spells and skills, oh yeah, NPC streamlining. What else? Oh, let's see what Bronson's done.
Sounds just like me.
Nope, denied if it ain't brown, I ain't down. Did I double check the summoner skills? Do I smell fried rice? Just slip it out. Yeah, just slip out the terrain and smooth, okay.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's nice. Where's my zip is? Where's my beanie? Man, what time is it? Shit.
Where's my beanie? It's a good question. Yo. That was some good stuff right there. Wolfgar, once again. Well done. Well done. Oh, man. I don't know which one I like better, guys. I don't know which one I like better. That was sick. That one was a little spicy. That one had some spice. Yo, Forlorn Peter. With the tier 2, 23 months. It is good to see you, Forlorn Peter. And I know you're trolling. EQ Guesser win. We just did 3 rounds of EQ Guesser. Though you may just be joining us. If so, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for that. Calico with the 200 bits. Yeah, the only thing missing from that was something about friction. I think friction probably would have been the ultimate cherry on top there. But no, that was great. I will look forward to the next one, Wolfgar, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of requests for links to that. It's good stuff. Good. And verisimilitude, yes. All right, we need 2 more people. 2 more peeps. We've got a summoner. Yeah, 29 Shaman, bring it on. Come on in, Briar. All right, 1 second. Okay. We got Smurfette and there we go. There's our group. Beautiful. Let's head to let's head. Let me get my game volume back up. There we go. Guys, I think Black Rose Keep out of everywhere is the place that makes me the most nervous. Roger that, Glorf. Roger that. BRK makes me the most nervous. That horsetails are exaggerated. They are very exaggerated. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're going to. Yeah. We are going to, for sure. Man, I didn't even sell. Bro. There's a vendor here, isn't there? And if there's not, there should be. Will we add a cooldown to the loadouts? Maybe? Well, hold on. If you mean beyond what we already have. So right now there's like a 5-second cooldown on all of your abilities when you use the loadout. We will most likely tweak that time frame. Yeah. Most likely tweak that time frame. Where in BRK are we going? I hear people tell me all the time to go to stables. Yep, I didn't sell or get skills. Again. You know? Let's see if we can make it to stables. Very difficult pulls. Wait. You can climb the wall on the left to get to stables. Oh, this guy here. Okay. Hey, my climbing's actually really good on Fifth Low. I worked on it. If we can climb it, I'm interested in that, seeing like what that strat looks like, because we do have plans eventually to kind of terraform this area a little bit. So I'm curious to know how it's being used. Let's do it. If we can. I don't know if everybody's got the climbing for it or not. Does everyone have high enough climbing skill to try that, or do we want to get there the normal way? I'm terrible at navigating. Yeah, we'll be adding more landmarks, just in the form of minor camps and other just interesting bits and bobs. But we also do plan to have an overland map to help a little bit with waymaking. Climbing at the bridge makes it easy? Okay. Learning some new tech here. Yeah, rest. No, it won't be an overlay map. It'll be what you have to... You'll have to just, like, open the map and kind of orient yourself based on the topographical map. It's not going to be like a GPS map or like a mini map or anything. Okay. Oh yeah, we've got just I got a wall here. All right. Yes, yes, I remember. There's so much cool stuff we can do up here. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love the Orc Highway area, but I just want to take these terraces down so we can like actually lean into and use a lot of this. There's so much cool stuff we can do back in here. Mm-hmm. We'll keep. That's really, I mean, this, eventually, these things back here are going to be starting to transition to, like, snow-covered. Because this is backing up right up into the Rhones. Really close to it. Mm-hmm. There's the stables. Cool. Wow. All right. Okay. I would love a vendor to sell to, yes. Barriers. Nice, Mo. Nice. Will there be an easy path to the Rhones through here? I don't know that I would call it easy, but there, yes, you will absolutely be able to travel to the Rhones through this area. Yeah. Oh, totem. Yes. Where did you go? Oh. Up here. All right, yeah. Oh. Can I rest here? Yes. You should have vendors that rip you off completely in the more ideal place. Oh. Yes, we will. We actually have quite a bit of plans for vendors and merchants and like kind of expanding that system a good bit. Okay, hold on. We're good. Hold on. Don't panic. Nobody needs to panic. We're good. Ooh. I find a lot of people end up going splat with climbing because they panic. Oh, horse. 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 There. It's well trained. Well trained. Very athletic. Stay there, horse. Oh, we're going all the way to the oh, don't tell me. Oh. The Aradola. That's what it is. I know where we're going now. Yes. Wait, are they this way? Oh, yeah. Aridola. There it is. Okay. Shouldn't have sold that. It's okay. Keep those for now. Someone once told me to not sell the bear tallow, so I'm not gonna sell the bear tallow. Okay, sweet. Got some room. Got some room. All right, we head back. We head back. You'll buy the bear tallow for twice what vendors? Okay. Well, all right. You bet horses taste good. Tacoed? Tacoed horses. I've made a mistake. I have made a mistake. Okay. It's probably still a good place to climb. I just need to find a place to pitch. It's right here. But yeah, no, I mean, having vendors that, like having vendors out in areas like this, and it's like buying gas, right? Like if you try to buy gas somewhere way out of the way, sometimes you can find it really cheap. Sometimes, you know, if it's the only gas around, then it's a lot more expensive. So, but having like traveling vendors and I think this place is only scary at night. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's get FIFA, bro. Don't want to go that way. The sun is setting. Dipped out for a minute. What's the plan? The plan is now to get back into the action. I needed to go sell. Totem was kind to lead me to the nearest vendor. Now I've sold. And now we're headed back. Mm-hmm. Joppa, will we have a mastery for dual wielding two-handed weapons? All signs point to no. All signs point to no. I'm impressed. So many potential deaths by falling avoided so far. So far indeed. The night is young. Many more opportunities to careen off to death. Yo, 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 yo. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Thanks for being patient, guys. Yes. If everything's simple, you will get to 50. Oh, wait. When you get 36 as Necro, you get the new skeleton. What does it do the other couldn't? Not a whole lot, to be honest, at this point. That's part of the Necro revamp that we're doing for spring, is getting their pet styled in a bit more, so you can feel the difference. Visibility says, if everything is just simple, you will get to 50 and quit, and then what did getting through everything easily really... Okay. Let me, and quit, and then what did getting through everything easily really do for anyone other than give you a month or two of gameplay before you move on to something else? I mean, answer is always balance, right? The answer is always going to be some degree of balance, because you could just as easily argue the fact that if it's too difficult, if it's too grindy, if it's too challenging, if there's too much friction, then you might have players quit before they even get to that point. Guess I have to lock in a little bit here, right? I am the tank after all. Hoof kick. Okay. These horses, yeah, they're indifferent. Okay, cool. Come here. Throw a horseshoe. Forgot about that one. Come, get. Yeah, these guys are easy peasy. Easy peasy. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Okay. I think I've found my groove again. Didn't take nearly as long today as it did yesterday, so that's good. That's good. But yeah, it's an interesting question. Like, that's an interesting topic to think about. Certainly very relevant to, you know, wanting to create a classically spirited, classically inspired MMO. And you can think about that with a lot of things, right? Like, the I I mean, there's a whole slew of random things that I'll listen to while I'm working from day to day, and I just so happened today to be listening to a retro gaming channel, guy doing a playthrough of Zelda 2 on the NES, and there are these times, and I remember, you know, like, just how hard those old games used to be. So tough, so punishing. And that's part of, you know, it's part of the magic. So there's definitely, there is definitely like a charm and something to be said about that friction and that cost, but it's always a question of how far do you take it? Dude, yes, the randomizers are so fun to watch. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, Ghosts and Ghouls, yeah. I have never really given that game a chance because it's so hard. I've tried it a few times, like on my Switch. You know, I've tried it a couple of times, and I've you know, only made it past the first like 5 minutes and died. And I'm like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not in the right frame of mind to like really do this. And that cycle keeps repeating. One of these days, maybe. Look at how much time VR takes to get in a zone, and then someone gets through that zone in a week. How can VR ever keep up? Well, it's not that I don't understand the point that you're making, visibility, but there definitely is this balance between, like, yeah, you can slow everything way down, but I'll pull further. I can. Oh, okay. Tenero's got it. I was gonna offer to pull, but I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Pulling and tanking and streaming. I feel like that would be, at least for me, it might be one step too far. One step too far. Okay. Cool. We can go with this guy. The other two are easier without streaming, that's true. I agree. Like, here's one way to think about it. You've got people that are going to play your game no matter what. You've got the people that when they look at a game, they say, this is my game. This is my game. And those people are going to play no matter what. No matter how slow it is. No matter how much friction there is. That's their game. Then you've got people that, as I've heard it said a few times before, the majority of people who play your game or try your game when it's not their game, are looking for reasons to not play your game. They are sojourners, and they are expecting to not play your game. They are expecting it to not be their game. And those are people that you have to be very mindful of how much friction there is, because you can't assume that people that aren't going to play your game, that people who aren't looking at your game saying, this is my game, you can't assume that they're going to just stick it through no matter what. You know, even if it is properly slowing them down, even if it is, you know, keeping them from mowing and chewing through the content too quickly, those are people who are already looking for reasons to move on. And if you compare that and go back to like what we experienced when we launched EA, where we had this like really, really hard wall that players hit right around level 20, and we saw a lot of people fall off around level 20. Yeah, some of that has to do with content, but in a lot of kind of the exit feedback that we heard, a lot of it came down to like, it's like you just hit level 20 and it's like this wall that you hit, and leveling starts to feel like a real slog at that point. And again, there are going to be people who will chew through that no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Pantheon is their game. They are going to play it, and you know, they're going to play it until they get through it. And some of those people really, really like, you know, the super slow leveling speed. But it's another one of those things where I look back to EQ and I'm like, you know, EQ was interesting, because I don't really think about EverQuest or recall EverQuest being this like really slow leveling game. Didn't really think of it that way, even though it was in a way. But yeah, I think in some ways the hell levels actually did a lot to kind of, I don't know, it's like one of those things where when I think way back in the day to playing EverQuest, I do have this memory of it being really slow. But then when I've played it more recently, I mean, I remember getting through my very first character that I ever got to level 60. Because back when I played originally, you know, I played during Kunark and during Valius, but I never capped out a character. I always fell off in the early 50s because of like altitis or switching servers or whatever it was, and just being younger and not really having like, you know, I'm gonna lock in and max out this character. Like I didn't really, took me a while to like get that, but this last time that I did it on green or teal or whatever. And whoops, hold on, let me lock in here. I'm failing as a tank. We have a Black Rose Guardian in our midst. This plate set looks so cool. I love it. I'll go ahead and loot all that. Thank you so much. Take the whole set. But yeah, this last time when I got to 60 on my shaman, it didn't feel slow. I mean, I was surprised by how quickly I hit it. But I think hell levels were a really interesting psychological kind of piece, because every time you got out of a hell level, I remember hitting like 31 and being 31 and was like, oh my gosh, the experience is like going so fast. Yeah, what is the pristine Black Rose signet? Simple but finely crafted. It indicates a member of moderate standing. Ah. Well, there it is. So, visibility, at the risk of me, like, going off and yapping too long. That's why for me it just always comes back to that. There's got to be a bit of a balance, and I think. Ooh, oh no, oh no. Okay. Arcan Mage is mezzed. I'm getting on this bruiser. And I'm going to see if I can get this guy as well. We got another farrier on us. Hold on. Whew. Where's my little bit of lag? Can we get everything in here? I want to get everything on this side of the... Bruiser back there. Arcan Mage. Whoa! Goodness. Let's zoom out here. Yo. That was a hefty pull. You died and lost 113,450 experience. How many clicky trinkets are in the game, like Black Tier Idol? There's a handful. I don't know right off the top of my head how many exactly, but there's a handful. Yo, by the way, Emus, thank you so much for the Prime. Sorry I missed that. Really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whew. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were actually discussing that a little bit yesterday. Like what was the hook in EQ? I'd be curious to hear what you guys think. Like when you think of EverQuest and you think of like the hook, like what kept you playing? What kind of hooked you and made you want to like get that next level or whatever? How would you guys answer that? All right, so let me process some of this. What's the reasoning of a res being targeted instead of being group wide in general? Well, I wouldn't rule out mass res as something that you could potentially grow into as an ability type. Okay, the hook was it was social. To escape from my miserable life. The sense of discovery, the game world was huge. How many... seeing the next horizon or zone, exploring new zones, felt like I was part of the world. The whole hook was risk versus reward. Friend groups that traveled and leveled together. The hook was socializing. First MMO that you grouped and met other people, really. The community always having expansions. The slowly getting stronger every level and step of the way. So many places and choices to level and explore. I'm seeing a theme here, guys. I'm seeing a trend. I'm seeing a bit of a repeating pattern. Community was the hook. My dad got me into EQ and he never made it past 45 and just stayed. Just living in a world with other people. The people. It was my first MMORPG. Friends made, raids, coordination, exploring, all of it. People, tons to explore, content, playing with friends, quests, things to achieve. Honestly, it was the gear camps for me, spending time, days even trying to get that one thing for your level. Grinding it out, barely winning those fights together. The hook for me was as a min-maxer was always getting that next power-up, scaling your character as high up as you can. Community, game immersion, the world, atmosphere, progression, playing with friends, doing hard content, and show of cool items and working on my epics. Would have to say the world, exploration, and dungeon. Crawling also back then, the social aspect was huge, but that was before we were saturated in socialization. Different time, to be honest, you can't really compare or recreate that. What made EQ hook you is a question you should have answered 15 years ago. Oh, I know what hooked me. I know what hooked me, for sure. Exploring, getting stronger, raid night with the boys. This is how MMOs survive. If max level is not even an achievement, why play? Fair. Be part of an adventure doing my epic weapon, slaying dragons. Risk the reward. The hook to me was meeting friends and socializing. We had a time every day we met. Then when we could have a voice chat app made it even better. I loved the actual having to travel before it got so easy. Hook of EQ was rare items, fluid 3D world, socialization in dungeons, epic fights. Okay, there we go. Got a little bit of XP back. Little bit. Will Rangers ever get a pet even if it's in solo mode? Alaris, I feel the heart behind that question. It's not in the cards right now. Anyway, it's not in the cards right now. They are going to get a larger arsenal of animal beckons where they can beckon animals into combat for a period of time. So more of like a short term, but it's not like a controlled pet or anything. they beckon them into combat to do very specific things. And we'll be, fleshing that out quite a bit more. But no plans right now for the ranger to have like a perpetual pet. Yep. So the hook for me was I would say it was two things. It was the world. It felt like a vast, interconnected, lived-in place, right? But what really got me, what really hooked me is, and I feel like I've put it this way many times, but it's just, I don't know, it like hits me freshly every time. It was the way that that vast, interconnected, lived-in world opened up to you more and more and more as you progressed. And so one example I've used before is hearing about the Gargoyle Island out in the Ocean of Tears. And I don't even remember how I would hear about these things. Like, I guess sometimes it was just hearing them from, like, actually talking to friends. Sometimes it was maybe an OOC chat, or, you know, who knows, like, where you pick up on things. But I would hear people talking about this Gargoyle Island and, like, the gargoyle eyes that would drop there and how it was a good place to, like, grind plat and things like that. And then it was this idea of, like, being able to actually go out and do that for myself. It was one of the things that pushed me originally to make a necromancer, actually, because this whole idea of, like, what can I act like, where could I actually go, what would I find there, and that hook of, I want to get to the point where I can actually do that, right? Because my first character was a cleric, and, you know, my whole experience of EQ early on was grouping. And going to these places as groups and doing things. And I would see all these crazy places and, you know, all this stuff. And part of the power fantasy for me started to become like, you know, I want to go as many places as I can, see as many things as I can. And I always had a really, like, tight-knit sense of, like, my own player power progression. And no game's really been able to recreate that for me. Like, even WoW. You know? The leg chopper, yes. Who remembers Jade Mace, Lamentation, Jade Reaver? Oh my goodness. Yes. The Worm Slayer. Worm Slayer. I think man, what was the very first weapon that, like, captured my imagination? I'm trying to think of what it was. funny enough, bronze armor was like the first thing that really captured my imagination. Because that was like super early days, and my friend who actually got me into EQ had a buddy that was like in testing or whatever, and so kind of knew the game pretty well. And it was the very first time I ever saw a troll. And we were outside of Blackborough. He ran all the way to Blackborough and was in bronze armor. And I was just like, oh. Whoa. So cool. Wave Crasher, yeah. Windblade, Sinti, Short Sword, Fungi, Cloak of Feathers, Polished Granite Tomahawk. PGT, yes. Yes. I know the PGT well because I was definitely around those lower levels long enough and often enough to... I used the PGT quite a bit. Yeah, Oasis with the Spectres. Oh, yeah. All right, we're cooking again. Running to the pillars when the lockjaw spawned. Oh, yeah. I absolutely love that you could level almost entirely different ways through the world. Yes, that's a big part of it, for sure. Rubicite armor. Oh, yeah. A troll named Itchybum Scratch It Quick. Yeah, it's true, XR, because once... I mean, I know at least in Classic era, didn't you eventually get to the point where it was pretty much all, like, Lower Guck or Sol B? Were there any other, like, actual places? Solby and Lower Guck are the only two that I remember. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Oh, the Aviac treehouse. Oof. Oh my goodness, yeah. I don't know why. That's like one of the most iconic places to me. Yo, what's going on, Porter? Good to see you. Joppa, my wife asked for something with diamonds in it for her birthday. I bought her a deck of playing cards. Thank you, Dayhawk. Hopefully she enjoyed it. Yeah, I remember, man, spent a lot of time in South Carolina. Also, met a lot of nice people farming treants in South Carolina over on the edge, right by the zone line. I remember there were times where I would like hold the camp all by myself and someone would be sitting there waiting for it, or there were times where we would like trade, or like I would take one treant and the other guy would take the other. That was fun. Just chilling. Just chilling. But it was always with that, you know, that goal of like getting stronger. You know, putting in the time to get stronger so you get that next spell upgrade, you get that next ring of spells, you can, you know, finally go to this new area. So, I mean, it always comes back to the world and that progression through the world of like opening up more of the world to you. It's really key. I think it's interesting, you know, in this age, with so many things solved for us, the age of streamers, the age of guides and spoilers. It's such an intriguing question. Like, to what degree, how much can you ever really get back to that place of like feeling magic, feeling the magic of a world like this? What are the ingredients? Please add what in Pantheon? What are you talking about? Bro. Goodness. Oh, is the horse mad? Okay. Crunchy frog legs. Yum. Yum. Spent a lot of time farming specters in Oasis in the desert. Yeah, me too. Your message prior? Hold on. People complain about Cultists and Pantheon, don't know half of it. Blackburrow is still the GOAT, especially loved that as a barbarian. It was a rite of passage to have to run through it to escape the wider world. Yes. The Waddle world. Waddle. These days, even nostalgia isn't what it was. I know. I know. I know. Why is my Twitch being weird? Are y'all gonna make roads important? Yep. Yeah, roads are something that we need to improve. Like main roads. Thrown Fast is intended to be connected through these two main roads called the Voss and the Demeth. That's where you get the name Demeth. And then the Voss. And one of them runs north from Port of Rulun all the way up into the Rhones, and the other one runs east to west with, you know, off-roads, like offshoots and stuff. But yeah, we need a better road system with like, you know, road signs and things like that as well. But that's definitely part of, like, you know, lived in world, feeling like the world's lived in. Like the fact that, you know, I remember in EQ, like you had your path coming out of North Kanos all the way through Kanos Hills. You take a right, goes all the way through West Karana. You know, you can take that all the way into North Karana, all the way to the bridge. Or, well, you could take it to the bridge or the spires. Oh, we got a big one. We got a big one. We got a big one. Yo! I could have jumped in there and, you know. Hiking up his skirt and running, yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. I don't know if I got aggro or not. Whoop. All right, I'm jumping in here. Let's do stable hand. He threw a horseshoe at me. Good timing. The main ingredient is having a player base that relishes adventure and exploration and mystery. Instead of rush to 100, min-max every second of your grind. Don't look at the environment. Yeah. That was Eric on YouTube. Bringing the wizened. That was wisdom worthy of Dangle Wangle himself. That was wizened sage-like girth. Wizened sage-like girth. Can I skin this farrier? It appears I cannot. I saw the, didn't I see the stable master up somewhere? We didn't kill the stable master, did we? Hello? Would the master of the stables please... Let me not just wander around. Dangle Wangle. I'm not suggesting a path for Pantheon, just that fast leveling games are just as hooking as slow level games, just different people. Yeah, for sure. And you have to remember too, like Pantheon, as Pantheon continues to take shape, the mastery system and the skill system and even some things that we haven't even talked about yet that are kind of layers on top. You have your vertical progression, but then you also have your horizontal progression, and you have to be mindful about like how long the whole picture takes, you know? No, we're not taming because... Well, I'm not taming because I can't... You know, we'd need to be able to get it back to a stable. And... this place is intentionally very difficult to get things in and out of like that. Yeah. When's the first halfling race from Wilds into Thronefast? Oh, yeah. That's going to be a good one. A goodie. I can't wait until I can hold aggro a little bit. You know? I need some Nullhide Lariats. Something that has like a aggro-y proc. You know? Kind of like my partisan that doesn't ever seem to proc. Except it just did. Just then. So never mind. Stable hand. Oh, yes. Whips. I talk about whips often. We need whips, we need flails. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I don't know if we'll go as far as skeletons with guns. Skeletons with bows, yes. Definitely yes. What's up, Just Beller? Good to see you. Yes, flails would be sick. You know what completely ruins a sense of a living world? Oh, here's Stable Master. Hold on. Come on. I want to hold aggro on this guy. Poof kick. counterplay action. Okay. Build some aggro on that fight. Felt like a tank. Felt like a tank, chat. Ow. Scythes are an absolute definite yes. Tunic. We have a tunic. Ranger Rogue Tunic. Pungent Tunic. At times, the worry that the potent smell of this tunic might attract wild animals invades your mind. Yes. He doesn't have a loot table, he has a loot chair. You know what completely ruins a sense of a living world? It's exactly what WoW did with scaling level zones. The player power, fantasy, and sense of danger goes right out the window. Never do that. Laris, I can't think of many things that repulse me more than that. Well, flying mounts don't repulse me. Flying mounts is more of just like a, yeah, we're not going to do that ever because it totally ruins the, you know, it ruins, you know, sympathetic subsystems. It ruins the whole sense of like traversal through the world. But it doesn't repulse me. What repulses me is level scaling to the tune of the way that World of Warcraft does. That repulses me. And that is something we will never do. Ever. As long as I have anything to say about it. Or I should say, as long as that is my call to make, we will not be doing that. Dailies is also something that repulses me. I can't stand the feeling of needing to log in to do this thing just because I have to do this thing, or I fall behind, or I don't get this special currency, or I don't get this faction that I need to grind, so I have to like log in daily and do it. No. Instead of daily quests, I like repeatable quests. I like quests that, you know, if I've got a little bit of time, especially, you know, after the spring update, and you know, you're more free to go to, you know, lots more places, and I want to, you know, come in here and like pick off a few stable hands or something to get some horseshoes to bring back to this person because it's a repeatable quest and I can get a little bit of faction doing that, a little bit of coin. That's great, you know? Because I can do that anytime I want, you know? I like repeatable quests. I hate daily quests. Hate them. Yeah, totally diminishes the value of climbing and gliding once gliding gets into the game. And gliding's not as big of a deal as climbing. Like, climbing is more of a fundamentally big deal. Climbing is kind of like an ornament to, it's a complement to climbing. But yeah, like flying mounts would totally ruin those two things. Like I love, you know, the whole inspiration for climbing and kind of desire to see like a more freeform climbing system is exactly what I was talking about earlier about more and more of the world opening up to you and your ability to traverse it. Kind of the player having, you know, more of a sense of sovereignty in how they can move through the world. And sometimes even to the detriment of, like, you know, like, I mean, yeah, you can bypass some stuff. It allows you to bypass some things, but I think that's part of the give and take. No, I do not love flying mounts. How dare you, Dugbug? Will the Stable Master drop a pony? Yeah, and you can pull it right out of his pocket. Yep. Yep. I love the slow grind. I played EQ. I played EQ, never even hit 60 in Trilogy. I just want more exciting upgrades and things along the way. Always reaching for a carrot is key. Yeah, I agree. That's why I was curious what you guys thought earlier about, like, something like a melee class, like a warrior. Like, what's when you imagine, like, you know, something that you're just like, you know, EQ had Ice Comet, EQ had Torpor, you know, and it's easier to think about when you think in terms of spells. Wait, what do I need to do? I need to move? Oh yeah, not die. Yes. What's up, Flange? Good to see you. Yeah, we can move wherever you guys want to move. We don't have to stay here. If you want to move. Meyerkin would feel like more of a fight. We can do Meyerkin. It's up to you guys. We can either push in and try to, like, hold... I mean... I don't know. It might get dicey, but I'm cool with either one. If we want to go Meyerkin, that's fine. If we want to try kind of more the front of the keep, that's cool too. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I'm with you guys. You guys lead the way. Yeah, that was a lot of Discord burps. Alaris, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Ashes did the world well, and that players grinded near a city, and that affected everyone as the city got bigger. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to go back to... basically back to the beginning, yeah? Here we go. We are going to head down into the chasm and try our luck at the Meyerkin down there. It should be a little bit higher level. How do you handle wipes in this game? You mean like group wipes? Like, okay. Hold on. It's alright. I was just testing everybody's climbing knowledge. Come on now. Give me something. Oh, wait. Wait. I'm a better climber than this. Hold on. I'm getting myself yeeted. Okay. Gonna go ahead and trigger somebody real quick by not sitting to get endurance back. Now that we've done that, we can keep going. Did we chance it? We're gonna chance it, guys. Chat. Oh, chat. Oh, okay. Whew. Whew. The climbing reminds me of American Gladiators on the NES. Then we have arrived. That is uncanny that you literally nailed exactly the inspiration. That's wild. Also, fun fact, American Gladiators on the NES is the only video game ever to make me cry. Specifically the jousting event. And I was like 9 years old. So that's important to, I guess, mention as well. But yes. Wait. I'm let me just go back this way. Okay, so how do we handle wipes in this game? So it starts with, I mean, there's a few ingredients to that. Number one, the death penalty. So when you die, you do lose experience, and you leave a corpse with your general inventory, which means, you know, everything that I have in my bags, everything in my bags, my coin, all that. But you respawn with all of your equipped gear. So depending on where you died, you do have the option of, you know, fighting your way back to get to your body. In a group situation like we are, we actually just wiped earlier at this spot, and typically it involves some combination of having a class with you that can resurrect, and a class with you that can potentially drag corpses to a safe place. So you might have something like a rogue or a class that has invisibility who can drag everyone's corpse to a safe place, and then someone who can resurrect those corpses, because resurrecting the corpses will return some of the lost experience and generally make the death penalty a little less stingy. Am I climbing it now? Okay. It's getting up there. I'm just gonna eat it. You thought it was Conker's bad fur day? That's a good guess. That's a good guess. Yeah. He was lying. He was 31 when he cried. I just remember trying that jousting event over and over and over and over again, and I kept losing, and it just finally got to me. It finally got to me. Back should stay too, but without items, just as an opinion, losing bags is a huge moral loss compared to 20 crooked legs and a magic axe because you can't make it back. Yeah, well, and we also have, you know, that's part of the item progression, right? Is like, you've got your normal bags, but then as you get better bags, some of them might have, some of them might be life bound, and so they actually might stick with you even through death. That'll be a big part of what makes better bags more valuable, you know? Where is everybody, by the way? Are we all... I was following Glorf. Oh, Glorf. Classic Glorf. Let me head back to my group here. Lost in the chasm. No back down. I am receiving different messages here. Apparently I was going the right way. So, okay. See. Yo, insane dudes! Thank you so much. That was the wrong button. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. That is huge and much, much appreciated, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Hey, look. Look who we found. Oh. And the pets are like, I don't know, guys. Pets... All right. We're good. We're good. We made it. Yeah. Yeah, JT, our goal was to have a death penalty very similar to EQ, just without the naked corpse run. That's the one place where we kind of... Oh! There we go. I don't know why you guys are... Come on, you know? Just 500 points of damage. It's fine. Burning Blood Scorpion. That sounds... pleasant. Any intentions of upping fall damage? Yes, but probably not until we... Okay, Glorf. Glorf's showing off with his Chase the Wind. Not until we get some other countermeasures in play, things like safe fall, like the safe fall skill and things like that. But again, it's tricky. It's something that we'll continue to dial in. You know, is the current fall damage too low? Maybe. That's just one of those that you tweak, and then you tweak some more. There it is. American. Oh yeah, this is the portal stone to Silent Plains. She's a beaut. She's a beaut. She's a beaut. Here's a little bean for you guys. this portal stone is temporary. You know why? Because this passage will actually eventually fully lead to and connect to Silent Plains, and will be quite an interesting jaunt along the way, if I might say so myself. Is Safe Fall something you'll be able to get for any class through General Mastery or something? Yes. Yes, but only to an extent. Other classes like the Monk and the Rogue will be able to go much further in their Safe Fall skill. Like, much further. But yeah, it is something that all classes will be able to improve a little bit. Look at that big chongus. It's yellow. Hey, this is a good opportunity for a bio break, maybe? Before we get into our next leg of our adventure here. Okay. Let's do it. Quick bio. Guys, I will be right back. You're right, T-Guy, I read that. Would you ever consider having a consumable magic bacon? Magical bacon. A magic beacon, where if you die, it shines so you can see it from further away. We're planning on doing that actually with our Locate Corpse. With the Locate Corpse ability, so you'd be able to see a little bit of kind of like a beacon shooting up from where it actually is in the world. I will be back shortly. Hold tight. Chat, if things go wrong, you know what to do. Take over, tank for me while I'm away. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. BRB. Alrighty. We're back. Will Necro Summon Corpse always be so easy, or will there be a cost penalty to it? There will definitely be a reagent used. A lot of these things are the way they are right now just for EA, just to facilitate, you know, more easily testing at scale, these different things. But eventually, yeah, I mean, and before launch, things that are meant to have reagents, they'll have them, and, you know, we'll start testing that side of it as well. Dustpan Broomhead, doing my daily positive words for you. Keep doing what you're doing, and keep up the good work. Doing an excellent, phenomenal job. Yo, Dustpan. Thank you so much. Appreciate that message. Thank you. Seriously. Please consider implementing the AFK command like an EQ as great help. Yes, agreed. Agreed. Kraken heads, stinging mud. Oh yeah, these guys are much juicier. Level 27. Oh. Is it a turtle person? It's a Myrekin. So it's like, it's kind of like a turtle salamander person. Frog. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Meyer folk. This Maya. They look so happy, chat. Look at them. I mean, they like where they are, you know? They like being in the mire. And that's okay, you know? Ow. Mud waddling. Mm-hmm. Chad, have you ever been that happy? Have any of you ever been that happy where you've just been walking around like that? Huh? I mean it for real. You know? You are so happy that you're mud waddling without the mud. Not legally? Fair enough. This is a cool spot. I do love this little area down here. Lots of cool little places. We do need more names. I was literally just thinking that a few minutes ago because I was thinking about something about this area reminds me of like Eastern Corona, High Hold a little bit. I don't know why I get those vibes, but and like obviously like the Gorge, Exorb's Gorge, and was thinking about like the PGT and yeah, just like more. And that's coming, like more rare NPCs. Things to find in places like this. Items that drop, you know, kind of like we have like the paintbrush and the Banshee's hair right now, but much more of like a not that rare. You can imagine things like that dropping down here and then being able to like force spawn some rare named NPCs and stuff. Repeatable quests with the Aradola. You have the Aradola like right up here, right? And so imagine like these things drop, you know, items that you can come in and turn in as a repeatable quest to like build faction with them and get some coin and a little bit of XP. I mean, just little things like that would make such a, be so welcome, I feel like. Skinnable. In fact, I think I might try to set something like that up. These Myra can drop some things you can turn in as a repeatable quest. That'd be cool. I like it. Yep. With high enough action, you can unlock an Aradola as a mount. Mm-hmm. Oh goodness. Hold on to your butts. Ooh. That guy was cool. I want to fight more of those. Don't forget to drop a banner. Yes, I did. We need to get some little Myrican swamp lanterns down here. Cashews, by the way, for anyone wondering. Cashews. What time is it? Oh, just let me play. Thank you so much for the reminder. I talked to him early this morning, he said that he had a conflict come up, just like I had last week. So we've both now postponed it for each other yet again. So we're actually not doing it tomorrow, which, to be honest, I'm a little bit okay with, because I would love to do another gameplay stream tomorrow. So stay tuned. We're gonna find another makeup date for that. Honey roasted cashews. That sounds yummy. These are just like normal roasted ones. Am I gonna stream Friday too? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Golem was walking in the water, then just disappeared. Probably because it's not a night spawn. So once it rolls over to nighttime, then it would despawn if it wasn't engaged. 24/7 stream. Can you imagine? Now, when Pantheon launches, oh yeah, when Pantheon launches, you know. But what's gonna be funny about that is, like, when Pantheon launches, I imagine I'm going to be I'm probably not gonna want to stream, because I'm gonna want to, you know, I'm gonna be a very small streamer fish in the streamer ocean, and I'll want to you know. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe if it's like a special stream, maybe we could do a special stream. Maybe we could do like a multi-streamer collab and try to do actually try to do like a 24/7, try to do like a 24-hour stream or something leading up to the launch. That would be sick. Yeah. Well, see, that's the problem though, right? Is like, even if I do, goodness, look at this dude. Even if I do, his animations, there's something going on with his animation. I need to take a look at that. It's like he's using like root motion. Dang. What was that? I was focused on his animating and didn't realize he was absolutely obliterating everyone. Oh man. Look how slowly he's in. Something's real wrong with this guy. Okay. All right. He just Superman punched me and knocked me out. Yeah, we might want to avoid those guys. Number one, because they're atrocious. And number two, because they, that seemed to be on a different level. Very different level. It wasn't pulled. It just happened. It was just a happening. Is Pantheon going to reward experience for crafting and gathering? Yes, but not adventuring experience. So crafting and gathering will be its own leveling system. It'll be its own sphere. So you will gain experience, but you'll gain them towards crafting and gathering levels, not adventuring levels. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Hold on one sec. Okay. Oh, horsey. I believe that was what I like to call clobbering time. That did feel very much like clobbering time. Joppa saw a comment on YouTube on your last stream about animations for the different races. Is that super hard to do? I.e., does it require redoing armor or some other such thing that sucks? Yes. Yeah. It's definitely... Yeah. Animations are tough. And it definitely... depending on how far you want to go with it, it can be a huge time and resource sink development-wise. So we're doing our best. We're doing our best to create some variety. Like, I understand even with like Vanguard's team size and budget, you know, they opted to do unibody characters, right? Because they didn't have to animate anything differently. Everything just shared animations, everything shared model type, all that. We're not going that far with it. That's one of the things that I really couldn't stand about Vanguard. One of the things that turned me off to it originally, big time. So we're not going quite that extent, but it's also very, I mean, it makes sense, and it's a sound approach, resource-wise. So, hold on one sec, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's actually something that we talk quite a bit about because, you know, obviously we have a lot of animations we still want to do. There's a lot of animation polish we want to do. And as we're creating new NPCs, you know, there's a lot of our animating time and the budget of our animators, you know, their time goes to getting new NPCs made. We try to recycle as much as we can. So all that being said, on the road from now until launch, our goal is to improve the diversity of animations. There are going to be a lot of shared animations between the more human-like characters, right? So everything from even down to your gnomes, you know, because gnomes, as small as they are, as ethereal as they are, they're still kind of technically, you know, small human, you know, very small human-like. So gnomes, halflings, elves, humans, Archai, Darkmer, they, you know, essentially will share the same animations. But dwarves, Scar, and ogres are very different, and we want to make sure those differences feel pronounced and feel interesting. And then there's also like polishing the combat animations, the different weapon animations, having multiple varieties of weapon animations that all read really well, flow. Yes, I said really well. My goodness, guys. Read really well, flow well together. So it's one of those things where at the end of the day, Pantheon is not going to be the most diversely animated, but it should at the end of the day be very polished in its animation, you know, much more so than it is today. And enough variety. There will be enough variety. Yeah. How much of your knowledge and skills as a game dev is formal education training versus on-the-job experience mentoring versus online tutorials? I think the breakdown would be 0% formal education training. Probably 75-80% on-the-job experience, working with someone, working with an expert, you know. And then 15 to 20% like, I don't know how to do this, nobody knows how to do this, so I'm gonna figure it out. In fact, the reason I'm sitting in this position on this project in the first place is because I wanted to be a music composer and taught myself how to compose music digitally. And did that long enough to have something to present to this team, this project back in the day, to try and get on the team as a composer. So from the very beginning, there's been a lot of self-taughtness. Yeah. It's interesting because people will look at like, oh, well, you don't have like formal training. And I'm not saying you were asking it to be negative or anything like that, because I mean, obviously you weren't, but there are a lot of people that do take it that way. And it's funny because like Brad, for example, Brad didn't have any formal training at all. But he was just self-taught. Like he was an enthusiast, private enthusiast. I think he worked for like a garden or like a gardening center or something like that. And, ended up, you know, making a couple of games, just like putting together, you know, War Wizard back in the day, and some of these like really, really simple game projects. And so I know that obviously the industry has matured and advanced, and there's definitely a lot more expected of like a designer and expected of a developer. But I would argue at the same time, like it's never been better. It's never been a better time to like develop these kinds of skills. and establish a skill set that you didn't have before by learning how to do it. But it's kind of like how I learned how to play guitar. You know, I would say the same thing. Learning how to play guitar originally for me was probably 60 to 70% living my first year in college with my roommate, who was an amazing guitarist, and just like learning from him. And then the other 30-40% was like just plunking around trying to figure things out on my own and just slowly get there. Yeah, it can. Passion can take you really far. And I think it certainly has here. It certainly has here, not only for me, but just our team in general. %. How did JN end up being the lore guy? Well, full-blown nepotism, because JN's one of my best real-life friends. So once I started as the composer, ended up getting into some design stuff, became the lore master, and I was immediately like, you know what? I got a buddy who's like was born to do this, and I'm gonna give it to him. And I'm very, very glad that we did. You taught yourself how to play mandolin? Nice. Nice. Mandolin is awesome. I've got a mandolin, and in fact, I'll try to find it for next stream maybe. But that's a great one. Oh, I love the mandolin so much. Oh, sorry. Is there a big team working on Pantheon? It's definitely growing. It's not as big as I think a lot of people would expect in the, just generally in the industry. You know, you hear about like Ashes of Creation, like a 250 person team. You know, we're not. Yeah, we are. I think I'm going to be off by a few heads, I'm sure, but we're around 22, 23 people. The team as a whole is larger than that, but that would include like customer service and like back end and like leadership and, you know, various things. So communications, things like that. When it comes to like devs, like people that are hands-on actually working directly on the game, it's about 22. Yeah. Arcane stitched bone fragments. Oh. That feels a little like lore-ish. Whoa, missing everything. What is this? What? Oh, it disarmed me. Sick. Okay. Chance to be disarmed when struck. Love that. So sometimes I enough time passes, because I did all the abilities on these guys, and sometimes enough time passes where I like I feel like I'm experiencing it for the first time and forget, like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yes, banners. Yes. Yes. I wanted to learn to be a game dev, but every time I've tried to apply to companies that offer to teach people with on-the-job training, I've always been met with, you don't have enough experience, so how does one learn to do it with actual training? Well, let me see if I can make this concise, because it's actually good news. Number one, well, the first part's not great news. Number one, this is a really difficult time to get into the industry. There's a lot of layoffs. There's a lot of studios that are struggling, and it's just, if you're wanting to get into the game dev and you're like trying to find like a studio or a project to get involved in, just go into it knowing right now is just it's just a tough time. The good news is, with that being said, indie games, and I'm talking like straight up hardcore indie games, have never been more popular, have never been more mainstream. And I'm talking everything from like, you know, one person cranking something out to, you know, just a very small team of people. So in one sense, it's a good time to get started. And what I would encourage anybody to do is like just go hungrily onto YouTube and search your way to learning everything that you would want to know, and be really specific. Like, you can search things like, I want to become a game developer, but I don't know where to start. You've got LLMs, you know, at your disposal to kind of help you hone and refine your search and actually find resources that will teach you. And what you come out with on the other end is maybe not like hands-on experience working in a studio, but you would have like actual things that you've created and small demos and things you can demonstrate to say, I want to be a game designer, or I want to be a programmer or whatever, and here's what I've made. Here's actually something that I've done. That's actually, we've had a couple of people come through over the years, and the people that I've been most impressed with and the people that we ended up leaning towards at times were, I mean, it's only happened a couple of times. One of them was Adam to Home. Like, he had things that he had created that he could demonstrate. And it was like, that's awesome. Like, you know, that's somebody who has learned the processes, learned the engines, learned, you know, everything that goes into making a system or a mechanic, and then could actually demonstrate what he made. So that would be my biggest recommendation to anybody, is like, learn how to do stuff and then do some stuff so that you have some stuff to show. Or, you know, just make a game, you know, make an indie game. Go into it with the goal of like, I want to make a game from start to finish. Again, it's like, there's never been a better time to like have the ability to learn how to do that truly from start to finish at your fingertips, you know? Yeah. And whatever your thoughts are on AI, like, I'm not talking about vibe coding your way to a game. I'm talking like, AI is a fantastic tool to point you in the right direction to actually learning skills and developing a plan, you know, of like how you want to approach it and what are your goals, and then, yeah, try to make something simple. Teach yourself how to work with, you know, pixel art or sprites, or, you know, grab a game like grab an engine like Unity. I mean, Unity is a fantastic engine to learn in, and see what you can make, you know? Sorry, I had to step away when you were talking team size, so I might have missed it. Can you speak to the current headcount of the team, or is that something you can share? Oh, yeah. So we've got, it's somewhere around 22, 23. I think there may be a few more that are like directly working on the game. So that's not including like comms, CS, backend, leadership, things like that. So overall, like full team size is a little bit bigger than that, but yeah, 22, 23, I believe, somewhere around there of devs that are like hands-on working on the game. Which honestly, like I don't want us to get big. You know, I like having a smaller team. We do need to grow a little bit more, but yeah, I like. Ooh, here comes. These guys are cool. Come on, a little closer, friend. Couldn't wait. I had to charge out into the fray. Right here. Banner. I did hear that. Yeah, AI agents started their own site. Yo, Mr. Jiggle, good to see you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. This game is great. Awesome to hear, Malakar. Malakar, that's what it is, Malakar. What do you think about open source community involvement? What is... Who is... When is... Oof! Okay. Dang. Hello? I'm the one back here just kind of poking at you. Please notice me. Notice me, senpai. This dude has, like, wants nothing to do with my taunts. Alright. Are you harvesting him? You're skinning him? I think you're mining him, but it's... Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're mining him, but it's reading as a skinning. That's hilarious. Tauntless and pantsless. Yes, that's his... those are the traits, actually. Those are those two traits. Tauntless and pantsless. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, open source. It's very powerful. I mean, on one hand, I look at something like Hightail and I'm like, I'm so glad that they're embracing open source modding and, like, you know, that's kind of their content pipeline in a lot of ways, you know, is the community. But it's hard to manage, and for an MMO that is not, like, it's one thing when it's something like Hightail or, you know, by extension something like a Minecraft where modding and just absolute no holds bar, sky's the limit if you can imagine it, you know, someone's going to mod for it, kind of modding go really well together. when you're making an MMO that's like trying to walk like a very clear line, it's a little bit different. It's a lot different. It's harder to manage. It's harder to keep things on track, and then as far as content goes, that's the other side of it, which is like if you're inviting community input, community involvement, open source development, things like that, it's just a totally different ballgame when you're wanting to ultimately package that into a product at the end of the day, and quality control and, you know, consistently and things like that. Again, it's the same. It's similar to like traditional outsourcing, which we do. We have outsourced, you know, certain art pieces and certain NPCs and things like that, and it's great. Like it's something we'll continue to do when and as we can and where it makes sense. And we have outsourcing companies that we work with and, you know, have been developing like a relationship with and all that. But even that requires a lot of management, and there's a lot of like process and oversight that has to go into that to make sure that, you know, everything from poly counts to art style and there's a lot that goes into it. So I don't think it's something that's going to be like in the cards for us, really. At least, I mean, there's a couple of like dreamer type ideas that we've talked about that would be more down the road things, you know, once Pantheon's more established and whatnot. What's that, guys? Okay. Guys, this is my 10-minute warning. I've just been informed that I need to take my oldest somewhere tonight, so I need to be able to do that. So, no, it's not for dinner this time. Not for man, Buffalo Vidrak, why did you do that? Buffalo chicken dip sounds so good. Now I am wanting some of that. Grilling ribs. Oh yeah. Yeah, Flea, for sure. We're gonna be revisiting that for spring. I hear you and agree. I had my wife play Resident Evil 6 in the dark with headphones on, and now she is contemplating divorce. I mean, yeah, my wife cannot handle scary stuff. I don't really tend to like, I don't watch like straight up horror movies anymore. But what I do love is, I mean, I love a lot of what I like listen to throughout the day. I mean, sometimes I'll listen to constructive things, you know. But I would say my guilty pleasure, I guess, is listening to horror game playthroughs. I love it. Love it. And but for as many as I've watched, I've not really. I can't even think of the last horror game that I played. Definitely played some like scary games, or like some games that are like tense or whatever. But like, That's okay. Glorf. That is definitely one way to do it. Yeah, for sure. For sure. They're not quite at driving age yet, you know, which is one of the reasons why I need to actually take them. Yeah, Dachshund, I mean, I don't know that I would necessarily rule it out. It's definitely not, you know, it's not like a decision that I would make. Just purely me, you know, there'd be more conversation and, but, definitely, I mean, I definitely could see a world where that could be a thing, but, you know. Diablo 1 at night in the dark alone scared the crap out of me 30 years ago. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember when I was like 14, 15 playing Eternal Darkness on the PlayStation. That's a game I hadn't thought about in like, you know, a couple of decades probably. That just randomly came back up into my mind not even that long ago. 3, 4, 5 months ago or whatever. And I like pulled it up on YouTube. It was GameCube, that's right, not PlayStation, GameCube. I pulled it up on YouTube just to watch a playthrough, and I was like, okay. But 14, 15-year-old me, yeah, at night, playing that, woo. No, what really messed me up when I was little was It. Watching It when I was like, what, like 8 years old, 9 years old? I was young. That was rough. That was rough. My mom's always enjoyed watching things like that. Scary stuff and like not like super duper scary stuff, but sometimes. And like I remember, I mean, my oldest memory of being scared by something I watched was Outer Limits, watching that or Twilight Zone with like the gremlin on the wing. I watched that with my mom when I was like 3 or 4, maybe. And that is one of my earliest memories in general. But I remember like I couldn't sleep. It terrified me. Just that concept, and that's what I've talked to my kids about. Like as they're getting older, and you know they're, you know, finding, you know, various things to watch or hear about or whatever. And I'm just my encouragement to them has just been like, you know, the DNA of like things that scare us really has a lot to do with categories. It's the introduction of new categories of what's possible or what's there to be imagined. And the things that really kind of, you know, I mean, obviously there's some stuff that's just straight up scary. Like The Grudge is probably the thing that scared me the most, the movie that scared me the most. Just all out. And I saw that when I was in college, you know, so. Oh yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street when you were 5. The Ring messed me up too. Don't get me wrong. The Ring was bad. The Grudge stuck with me longer. The Grudge, like, because I mean, I was in college, but I was, and I had a roommate I was living with. It was a friend of mine, but he was a musician and he was traveling a lot, and so I was alone a lot. And it was kind of like a sketchy place, kind of a sketchy apartment. It's kind of weird, kind of, I don't know, but yeah, it messed me up. It messed me up. Ooh, Blair Witch was a good one too. Yeah, Blair Witch messed me up bad because when I first saw it, my brother told me that it was real, and I was young and I was too young to know the difference. So I thought I watched, 3 people die. All right, my friends, I need to call it here. I will be back tomorrow. Don't know about a Friday stream yet, but I know for sure I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see what it brings. We will see what it brings. I'm gonna kill this with the group and then I'll log out. But guys, we'll do some more yapping soon. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support, and just it's very appreciated. I will log out here in the nice vibey cave. Thanks for listening. Of course. Thank you for making it, Wolfgar. That was awesome. Awesome. Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. It'll be good. It'll be good. I'll let you know time frame as well. We'll pick up on the scary movie chat tomorrow, because that's a fun one. I like talking through that. All right. Until I see you again, guys, take care. Have an awesome rest of your waking time, and I'll be back with you soon. Until then, my friends, adios.